Dartmoor National Park. 365 square miles of some of the most remote, desolate and beautiful landscapes in England. And synonymous with Dartmoor's rugged beauty are its tors. Silent sentinels keeping their timeless vigil over this ancient land. I've made it my mission to summit every single one of them, and I'm bringing you along for the journey. This is a tour of the tors. In today's episode, we're going to be summiting 10 new tors. So we're going to take our count from 60 all the way up to 70 and show you the route that I'm taking so you can follow it as well. But it's a nice circular walk, although it's going to be quite strenuous, I think. But this is tour number 1, just up in front of us. Haytor, one of the most iconic tors on Dartmoor. Made a very early start this morning. Left my house at 5:15. Got here for just after 6, about 6:10 now, and I still missed the sunrise, and I'm still not the first person here. Gotta get up very early to be first to Haytor. Look at this. Haytor, one of the most iconic, popular tors on Dartmoor. And it's just us. And the views stretch out in every direction, as far as you can see. And you can see most of our walk today all the way around here. So we started in the car park down there. We're heading over to Saddle Tor next, which is this one, over the shoulder of the second part of Haytor. Then we head up to Rippon Tor in the background there. We've got a couple of tors that are obscured by that second summit of Haytor, and then we've got this spine of tors up there: Bonehill Rocks, Pil Tor, Chinkwell Tor and Honeybag Tor. And then we come down over to Hound Tor over here, and then Greator Rocks before dropping down to the valley up to Smallacombe Rocks just on the side of the hill over here, and then back over Haytor and back to the car. It's going to be a great walk. Stick around. The views are going to be amazing. This is I think the higher of the two summits I'm on top of now. It's the other one over there where we were just now. From here that one looks higher, but from over there this one looks higher, so I'm not sure which is which. So comment below if you know which stack on Haytor Rocks is higher. Yeah, this is tour number 1 of our 10 tours walk today, and tour number 61 on the tour of the tours so far. Greator Rocks, bagged. I've spent more time on Haytor than I'll probably spend on any of the other tours today, and it's simply because it feels pretty magical to have the place all to myself, because this is one of the most iconic tours, probably the most iconic tour on Dartmoor. I would say definitely the most famous, definitely the most photographed. It's right next to a big car park down there. There's another car park just over there. There's one down there where I've parked. The road goes right around the edge of Haytor as well, so it's easy to get to for everyone. It's only a short climb to get up here, and very photogenic as well. I mean, just look at that stack over there. It's beautiful. And not only is Haytor iconic, but it's synonymous with the tours of Dartmoor. And I've got it all to myself. We've got it all to ourselves. And it's still early, not even 7 o'clock yet. But we've got 9 more tours to go, so as much as it would be lovely to, can't spend all day here. Leaving Haytor behind now, heading over to Saddle Tor. I've already been walking for nearly an hour. Can you believe it? Well, I've not been walking for nearly an hour. I started the walk nearly an hour ago. I spent a lot of time up on Haytor. It did feel quite special having Haytor all to myself. Normally Haytor is a little bit like Tombstone Tor. Oh, where'd that come from? I'll put a link to that video up here in the top corner. You can check it out, see what you think of it. But having it all to ourselves this morning makes it worth the early start, even though I was out till about 11 o'clock last night. It's my friends leaving drinks from work, and yeah, up before 5 o'clock this morning to leave the house at just gone 5. But worth it, even though it's only 7 o'clock in the morning at the moment. It's already 21 degrees Celsius today, which is why I'm in a t-shirt. And it's only going to get hotter as the day goes on. Highs of 34, would you believe? It's going to be like hiking in Tenerife or something, rather than Great Britain, Dartmoor, Devon. Descending from Saddle Tor now, heading over to the next tour, tour number 3 on today's walk, Rippon Tor. And it's going to be quite a climb to get up there by the looks of it. There's someone camping up on Saddle Tor, or a couple of people camping in one tent. I don't think they should be really, because I don't think it's within the Dartmoor camping map. Always check the Dartmoor camping map if you are going to camp up here, because just because wild camping is legal on Dartmoor doesn't mean it's legal everywhere. There's only certain places where you can camp, and I'm pretty sure Saddle Tor isn't one of them. But we will be going past at least one tour on today's walk that is within the Dartmoor camping map, so I'll point that out when we get there. Camping where you're not allowed to camp is what put wild camping on Dartmoor at risk in the first place. That, and not clearing up your rubbish behind you. Leave no trace. That's the most important thing when you're wild camping on Dartmoor, or anywhere else for that matter. Don't leave anything behind. Everything that you brought with you, take away with you. It can be hard to see the best way up to the top of Rippon Tor from the bottom, so what you want to do is look for the hawthorn tree on the stone wall there, and head for that. It's a pretty straight shot up to the top of the Tor. It's a steep climb up to the summit of Rippon Tor. I know it probably doesn't look it on camera, but the camera never does these hills justice. It's especially tiring when you have to do it twice. You have to come back down and get the camera. Make a YouTube channel, they said. It'll be fun, they said. No, I love it really. Oh, that's what we're coming up. That's where we've been. Over there's where we're going. Tell you about that in a minute. Oh, let's get up on top and slap the trig point up here, because I've not been here before. Here we go, summit of Rippon Tor, bagged. Oh, that's a tough climb up there from the valley in between Rippon Tor and Saddle Tor, but we have done it. We're up here, and Haytor over there, that may be the most iconic Tor in this area of the moor, and possibly on the whole of Dartmoor, but this is the highest in this area at least. Rippon Tor is king. The views from up here are incredible in all directions. Rippon Tor, like I say, it's the tallest Tor in this area of the moor. So you've got this 360 panorama of a view, which you'll be able to see behind me as I kind of spin around while I'm talking to you. You can see the whole walk from up here. We started at Haytor and then Saddle Tor and up here to Rippon Tor. Next we drop down to Hemsworthy Gate and then over to Pil Tor and then Top Tor. And then we traverse this spine of Tors, if you like. We start at Bonehill Rocks, which isn't a Tor, and then Pil Tor, Chinkwell Tor, Honeybag Tor. That's where we're going to be doing the YouTubers Wild Camp next week. And then we head over to Hound Tor, which looks a fair old distance away from here. And then Greator Rocks, that's the final Tor on today's walk. And then we drop down into the valley and then head up to Smallacombe Rocks on the side of the valley in the background there. And then we finish the walk back over at Haytor before dropping down back to the car. Steep descent now down from the summit of Rippon Tor, heading down to Hemsworthy Gate, where there's also a car park, Hemsworthy Gate car park, funnily enough. So if you wanted to do this walk starting from a different point, you can start from there and finish on Rippon Tor. Or if you wanted to do the walk in reverse, you can start on Rippon Tor. Although it's a big climb straight out of the gates. But I'll tell you what, the way I'm doing this walk, the last climb of the day might be the toughest one, because it looks a very steep valley heading up the side of Smallacombe Rocks from here. I think that's going to be quite a challenge on tired and depleted legs. It's so hot this morning and the grass is so dry from this heat wave that we've been going through that it feels and looks like we're walking through the savannah in Africa or something. I'm expecting to see a herd of wildebeest sweeping majestically across the Serengeti at any moment. Keep my eyes peeled. Well, it's not quite a herd of wildebeest, more like a herd of zebra. We'll take it. Well, look, a herd of buffalo as well. Zebra and buffalo, it really is the African savannah. What's the difference between a buffalo and a bison? You can't wash your hands in a buffalo. That was my favourite joke when I was about 3 years old. You can't wash your hands in a buffalo, is what I used to say. We're heading up towards Top Tor now, but just before we get there, we're going to hang a left and head over to Pil Tor first, and we'll take in Top Tor on the way back past before we head over towards Bonehill Rocks, and what will be, by the looks of it, another big climb on today's walk. We're just approaching Pil Tor now, and it looks like it's been taken over by ponies. They are beautiful creatures. There we go, tour number 4 of today's walk, and tour number 64 overall. Pil Tor, an absolutely stunning tour, filled with ponies today as well. Can't guarantee there'll be ponies if you visit, but it's definitely worth a visit all the same. Look at this place. On to our next tour, back over to Top Tor. Here we are on Top Tor, lots of stacks scattered around for this one, but I think that's the tallest one over there. Tour number 65 on our tour of the tours, Top Tor, another beauty, and tour number 5 on today's walk. It's a lovely walk so far. I'm hoping it stays lovely. It's very hot now, very hot. I'm going to be a sweaty, smelly mess by the end of this walk, I expect. The top tour's gorgeous. We've got these views back to Rippon Tor, Saddle Tor and Haytor, where we've been, back over to Pil Tor, where we've just come from, off where we're heading next, Bonehill Rocks, and then Pil Tor and Chinkwell Tor behind it. Can't see Honeybag Tor from here. You can even see down into Widdicombe on the Moor. Yeah, you and me both, mate. There's another Tor over there. I think that's probably Lower Top Tor. Could be wrong, but we're not taking that one in today. We will be back to this area. I don't know this part of the moor very well at all. This is actually my first visit here, and my second visit is going to be next week for the YouTubers Wild Camp. Hear the stone chats. Sounds like two stones being clacked together. This Haytor area really is gorgeous. I can't believe I've never been here before. We've seen it so many times. Haytor in particular, it's got such a distinctive silhouette. We've seen it from Meldon Hill, from Blackingstone Rock, Riders Hill, Great Mis Tor, Cosden Beacon even, right on the north side of the moor. You can see that famous silhouette of Haytor from so far away, from so many angles, so many places on Dartmoor. I can't believe I've never been here before, but I'm so glad I have today, because we've got the perfect weather for it. As hot as it is, and it is hot, 30 degrees currently, getting hotter. It's now saying that it's going to get up to 35 degrees today. It was saying 34 earlier. Bonehill Rocks was so busy, even busier than it looked as I was approaching. Climbers, walkers, runners, YouTubers. We're heading up now, a steeper climb up to Pil Tor, and then after Pil Tor we continue the climb up to Chinkwell Tor, because Pil Tor is kind of a tor in its own right, but it's on the side of Chinkwell Tor. And then after Chinkwell we drop down into a little valley and then up to Honeybag Tor. Oh, tough old climb in this heat. Here we are up on Pil Tor, tour number 6 of the day, tour number 66 of the Tour of the Tours. 666. It's a beautiful tour. Views for days, as they say. That's Widdicombe down there in the valley. We've got Chinkwell Tor up through all the ferns there, up to the top. There's a nice path running up. Got a few ponies here today, and we can see over to Hound Tor, poking over the brow of the hill there, and then back over to where we've been. Haytor, Saddle Tor, Rippon Tor, Top Tor and Pil Tor over there. You know the deal. That's Bonehill Rocks down the bottom of the hill. which wasn't a tour, by the way, that's why I didn't stop there. That, and it was really busy. I think if I do come back to this area, I'll probably park, well, when I come back to this area, because I'll definitely be coming back, because there's other tours around here that I haven't done either, that I haven't taken in today, and also it's just beautiful, so I'm definitely going to come back. But when I do, I think I'll park down around there somewhere. There's like 3 car parks dotted around Bonehill Rocks, probably why it's so busy. I'll park in one of them, do Bonehill Rocks first thing in the morning before everyone gets out of bed, and then do whatever walk I'm going to do from there. Got buzzard circling me now. I think that means I'm done for, doesn't it? 7th tour of the day, tour number 67, Chinkwell Tor. It reminds me a bit of Cosden Beacon. I think it's the stone cairn at the top. But now we drop down and then back up again, because that's where we're heading next. Honeybag Tor, tour number 8 of this walk. Just give it a steep climb on the way back up. And back to Chinkwell Tor. Whoa! Fell down a hole. We've got to come back this way. It's a circular walk, but there is a little bit of a out and back section. And this be it. We head out to Honeybag Tor, and then back over Chinkwell Tor, down to Pil Tor, and then cut left, or east, if you like, away from the trail that we came up on, and then head over, well, loop around to Hound Tor, because there's a few walls and fields and stuff in between here and Hound Tor, which is just over there. Looking beautiful, I must say. Looks a heck of a tour. Eighth tour of the day, tour number 68, Honeybag Tor. And what a beautiful tour it is. I'm not going to film much here because this is where we're going to camp. I don't know about right here, but it looks like there's plenty of places around here for us to pitch tents. It's all fairly level. And yeah, I don't know exactly where we're going to camp because it seems like quite a big tour. It extends further back that way as well, and I've come past quite a bit of it over there, but I'm sure I'll do plenty of filming around here while we are camped up here, so you can check that video out. It'll be here because although I'm filming this the week before that, this is going to come out way after that. But yeah, the plan is to come up and camp on Honeybag Tor next week, and that'll be with some other YouTubers. You've got Graham, Dartmoor Adventurer Explorer. He's full of knowledge and Dartmoor legends. I always learn something when I'm watching one of his videos. And we've got George from the Dartmoor podcast. If you like whimsical walkabouts and alluring alliterations, then definitely check out his channel because it's full of them, and more besides. He always brings a different perspective to a hike on Dartmoor. It's always something deeper, usually linked into something else, which is refreshing for me because I just walk up hills and stand on rocks for your entertainment and mine. So I did make a bit of a mistake coming down off of Honeybag Tor. Instead of going back up and over Chinkwell Tor, I tried to make my way around it because I thought I could see a trail, which quickly disappeared and just left me zigzagging through some long grass to find my way back to the trail that I need to connect to. It all worked out fine in the end. I would recommend though not going around Chinkwell Tor, just going back up and over it and then dropping down to Pil Tor and then turning east from there and heading out along the trails, because it's much easier. It's so hot today, I really didn't fancy that climb back up to Chinkwell Tor. So lesson learned, stick to the trails on Dartmoor, but it's all worked out and we're now making our way over to tour number 9 of the day and tour number 69 on our tour of the tours. If you laughed at that, you dirty dog, rather appropriately, it's Hound Tor that we're heading up to next. I don't know about a hound, but it looks a bit like a shark from this angle. You've got the pointed nose on the right, the highest stack being the dorsal fin in the middle, and on the far left you've got the tail. You see what I mean? Hound Tor is one of the most popular tours on Dartmoor, and it's easy to see why. It's epic, it's beautiful, its views are stunning, it's got a car park right next to it. That's where we started the walk, Haytor, and that's where we're heading now. Greator Rocks, our 10th and final tour on this epic hike, and our 70th tour on our tour of the tours. Well, that's the bit I'm dreading. That's what we've got to go up in a minute. It looks a heck of a climb up to Smallacombe Rocks. Well, here we are, tour number 10 of today's hike and tour number 70 of the tour of the tours. The summit of Greator Rocks. You got Hound Tor in the background, though I'm getting whipped in the face by this little strap. Hound Tor over there, Haytor up there, Smallacombe Rocks where we're going next. Over there you can see Saddle Tor, Rippon Tor. I'm not sure if that's Top Tor or Pil Tor. I would imagine Top Tor from this angle. So you can see a good amount of the walk. That might be Honeybag Tor over there, just poking over the brow of the hill. Well, that could be Chinkwell Tor actually, of Honeybag Tor, this one to the right. But it's an incredible view from up here. And people say that Leather Tor is like the ridge walk on Dartmoor, but this really feels like a ridge. Look at this, going all the way across there. And it's a proper scramble to get up here. There's a reason you're not seeing a tripod shot from me at the top. That's because the tripod is down there. I couldn't get up here with it. I needed both hands and both feet to make my way up to the top here. Quite a bit of scrambling involved, felt like proper climbing. Which on a hot day does take it out of you, especially after the best part of a 10-mile walk. About 8.5 miles we've done so far. And we've got 1.5 miles of downhill and then a lot of uphill to get back to the car, which is over there. What a beautiful day for it though, eh? does feel like quite a special place up here. Feels like this is a tour that not many people make it right to the top of. But we have summit of Greator Rocks. I'm just watching my footing because it is quite narrow here. Greator Rocks, bagged. But it's about time we head on down. Back down, pick up my tripod down there, and we follow one of these trails probably along down there, down into the valley over there, and then up the other side over to Smallacombe Rocks, which will be our next stop. But this is it for the tours on today's walk. Just got some rocks left to go, and then technically I suppose we have got one more tour because we're going back over Haytor to get back to the car. But I shall see you shortly when I'm down off of this. And we're down. Looks a bit like Pride Rock from down here, doesn't it? But yeah, apologies for no tripod shots from the top. A lot more ungainly on the way back down as well. You wouldn't have wanted to see that. On the way up I was like a monkey, just like climbing, hands and feet, straight up there, no problem. On the way back down there was a lot more bum involved. And not just sitting on and sliding, I mean there was a lot more bum clenching as well. But survived it. You can see how much of a kind of ridge it is up there and how steep of a climb it is. It's definitely the hardest tour to climb that I've done so far, technically anyway. Not the hardest in terms of effort, but in terms of technical climbing certainly. But now we're heading on down into this valley and then up the other side onto Smallacombe Rocks, and I do think this is going to be the toughest climb of the day. I'm not looking forward to this bit really. I'm in the shade of this wooded valley now, and to be going downhill in the shade is actually quite lovely after the walk we've had. This is the first bit of shade I think I've had since the beginning of the walk really, so yeah, it is nice. It's absolutely roasting today, you can probably tell by the sweaty mess that I am. This little stretch in this valley is the only bit of woodland walking that we do on today's hike, and it won't last for long. We'll be bursting back out into the sunlight soon. But this section really does give you a different feel of Dartmoor. As much a part of Dartmoor as the rest of the hike, but just a different side to it. The moss-covered rocks, the ancient trees, the babbling brook. Just something a little bit different to what we've seen on the rest of the hike so far. Burst back out into the sun with a vengeance. It is boiling hot and a very steep climb. But back up there you can see Hound Tor and Greator Rocks, and up there is Smallacombe Rocks, where we be going. Trying to pick the best way through all these ferns because it's all very overgrown at the moment, being the height of summer. Here we are, Smallacombe Rocks, our final stop of the day. And it's really windy up here. It makes such a change to the rest of the walk because I got up on top and all of a sudden this has started. There was none of this on the way up, no breeze at all. I was cooking. Gorgeous views again though, even if it is boiling hot. You can see how busy Haytor is now. Loads of people up there. Good thing we got there so early. Smallacombe Rocks is an unusual one. A little bit spread out, there's some like open ground in the middle. It reminds me a little bit of Hound Tor, which I visited in this video here, if you're interested. I don't know why it reminds me of Hound Tor though. I think probably because it is a little bit spread out with some like open ground in the centre of it. One last climb back up to the top of Haytor and we'll end the video where we started it. So guys, I'm going to end it here back where we started on Haytor. I'm not going right up to the top, it's busy and we've been up there already. And we've been over there. And we've been up there. And over there. And there. And up all of them. And over there. And over there. And now we're back here. Well, you know, you were there with me. Thanks for joining me. Even if I feel like I did most of the work, if you did enjoy this video, you might enjoy this one as well. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again soon for another adventure. Cheers.